What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be writing really good copy for this specific brand right here, Gloves in a Bottle. Very interesting product, very interesting brand. They've been scaling super hard. Basically today I'm just going to be writing some hooks, right? So that's what we're going to be focusing on. Going to do some competitor creative research, what kind of concepts and hooks are working for this specific brand, and then we're just going to try to attempt to make them better, try to make some iterations, try to write some own copy and all that kind of stuff. And so the point of this video is just to get a little bit of my thought process of how I actually approach copywriting, how I approach research, how I would act if I were a actually this brand's like creative strategist. So yeah, I mean, first of all, obviously really just to walk you through the product. I mean, I just came across this like a second ago. The reason I found this so interesting is because first of all, like they don't have that much traffic, or at least they've not been having that much traffic. But if you look at their active ads here, it says 70, and then if you scroll down, like really most of them have been launched in June. Okay, so this means like in June they've really started to scale like crazy. And as you can see here, I have 8 ads here, 2 ads here, so this is like their real winning ad. We'll definitely take that into account, and we'll also basically do some research into everything. So this is kind of what we're going to start to do. Also going to be checking out their inactive ads just to really see when they really launched, which is super interesting to see in my opinion. So as you can see, they've been having some stuff on this page in November 2020, but yeah, this probably was a different product ever since like April 2025. So now, right, they've had these 3 which are still active, which is a good sign. So that's something which is pretty cool. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to start doing research a little bit, right? This is not going to be a super edited video, by the way. Just going to really act like I'm a creative strategist. Might be a little bit longer of a video. I just want to really break down like what kind of stuff they're talking about. As you can see here, they have 5 active ads. So I'll just look at those first. That are definitely clearly being scaled, like this one as well. Maybe these 2, and then really just try to go from there. So that's kind of the plan, right? So this ad is definitely what they're scaling super hard here with like 8 active ads. So we can definitely check out what the thought process was.
So just a trigger warning, I'm going to put up a picture of what this finger looked like a couple weeks ago.
All right, so this is their hook. I'm just going to start writing down, honestly, competitor, gloves and a bottle. I think that's what they're called. Yes. Okay. Hooks, and then we're just gonna start basically just transcribing some of them. So this was like trigger warning, and then she said, I'm gonna put a picture on here of how this finger looked, I don't know, some time ago. All right, this is the point, right? We don't need to like word for word transcribe. Okay, this one actually does not have any like audio hook, but they have like unsexy product 2024. So it's an interesting line of text, honestly. I don't really know if that's something which I would take a lot of inspiration of. Sometimes you will have some weird stuff going on in other people's ad accounts, which you can't really take advantage of.
Have you tried the gloves in the bottle? If you wear surgical gloves, nurses, doctors all day.
Yeah, so she kind of did a little bit of a more aware hook, and then she switched to what I'm actually going to take inspiration of, which is the doctor. If you're when she did the call out, right? She did the call out right before this. Have you tried brand XYZ?
Have you tried the gloves in the bottle? If you wear surgical gloves, nurses, doctors, all.
Yeah, so so I'd say like nurse, doctor, call out as a whole.
All day long. If you have your hands in water, you have severe dry skin.
Yeah. Dry skin, stuff like that. So the call out, right? The problem call out is very interesting. And then we're just going to keep writing down some more. So we have this ad with 5.
I think I like when.
Okay, just music. Seems to be working for these guys, right? Very, very, very simple ad. No text whatsoever. I don't even think it has a CTA on it. Typically you'll struggle with ads like these, you'll struggle with getting conversions, right? CPCs are going to be easy. Very, very simple. Let's see this one.
Okay. So I normally would not ever do something like this, but
Yeah, some random UGC video. I don't know.
I
Honestly.
didn't get carded the other day and I was basically insulted. Lady at the cash register.
One more dry, itchy skin. So once again, the dry skin call out is definitely something which.
Okay. So
This ad seems to be doing really well, but this is like just a
but I know. So anyway, I have to clutch.
super hardcore ripped content. Someone crying in the video, just grabbing their attention, probably just talking about it. What is this?
You guys, it's not my palms. I cannot bend my thumb. You guys, it's not my palms. I cannot.
Okay, so we have you guys. These are my palms. I cannot bend my fingers, right? And then these are like the content hooks as a whole. And then as a visual, I'd say, so we can kind of structure it like this, right? How I do competitor research, I do content, I'm gonna do subtitle, and then I'm gonna make a title, copy, writing, gloves in a bottle, type of product. And then we're going to do the actual competitor content hooks. We have a couple here. I would say most of them, just as a summary, right? Most of them are really just problem and where, right? So it's really just like problem where or totally unaware. So they keep most of their stuff in these stages. So that's interesting to see. Like visual hook wise, we have like a super close up, like problem showcase when it comes to problem showcase, and then dry hand. Really just shocking. We have fast pacing, but I'm not gonna write that down. That should be a standard. Let's just go through the ads again. Like this is just people crying. UGC. That is one thing. And then we had just like a get ready with me style of ad. And then this as well, right?
Have you
Just UGC with holding the product in the camera. They honestly work less with just like.
So just a trigger warning, I'm going to put up a picture.
Yeah, showing problem showcase. Yeah, we have like, once again, problem showcase finger, right? So these are kind of the visual hooks. Audio hooks, I didn't really notice a pattern so far. I mean, some of them are super UGC, some of them are like not really any specific style of ad. They're just like super different. I don't really know. I'd probably look for different competitors too if I were actually to sell this product. But I think it's already like not a lot of data that we have, and also this ads library tab, and I mean obviously we have their benefits, so we kind of know what they talk about the most is really just the dry skin thing, right? So the first thing that what they do is protecting hand working since 1994. So it's like a lotion. And then description, we can just protective lotion that creates a long-lasting shield, ideal for sensitive skin, hyperallergenic and fragrant. Okay. After 1 week, I noticed a huge difference. Before using gloves in a bottle, constantly dry and cracked. Okay, so I'd say we can probably write down, or we can kind of make some avatars, right? So avatars that the competitor did at least. So like usually middle-aged woman with dry skin. I think overall that is like their main thing. So that is already an opportunity for you guys to tap into. You could just sell this to a lot of construction workers, maybe just for guys. Honestly, I think middle-aged guys struggle with this as much as women. So that could be interesting. So this is like the competitor one. And then, new could be middle-aged men with dry skin, right? So we don't even have to change the desire. But I would say I would not really change up that much. And then, so like the angle, I mean, or I'd say desire is the like healthy, actually healthy attractive, young looking skin. Okay, so that's kind of the desire, I would say, right? So this is what they promise, this is what they sell, this is the outcome or the emotion behind it, right? So you see here how they talk mostly about dry skin, anti-aging, skin conditions, skin irritation. So it's really just about, skin health overall. But the desire behind it is always like this, right? We can always talk about the offer too. I don't know if they do have actually a subscription offer, because it doesn't really seem like it. It just seems like they're really just trying to get people on the bundle offer. But it's like, no, they don't have anything here. They don't have a subscription offer. I'm going to write that down. So I'm going to say second section market, or I'm going to say potential market gaps, because we have to validate if obviously other competitors are doing it. So we can, for example, first of all, check if these guys are running to the UK, or if they're just running to the US. Seems like, hold on, what's going on here? It seems like they aren't. So just US targeting, no subscription offer. And then, I mean, they just have this bundled discount here. Nothing crazy. I would say there's a lot of, honestly, to be honest with you guys, there's a lot of room for improvement in their image ads, because they use this one visual, or like a very, very similar, like it's pretty much the same concept, and they don't have a lot of volume. I mean, I don't know what this is, I think what I would probably do here is I would say barely any serious image ads. Okay, so this is like what I would write down as a market gap. Now we can start copywriting a little bit in terms of like hooks and everything. So let's write down a couple of hooks actually, how I would approach this, right? So usually what I do is I write down avatar first. So let's say avatar 1, or like we can say avatar middle-aged woman, right? That's our avatar. So what we're going to do now is hooks, boom, we're going to start writing. All right. So what you kind of want to have as a little bit of a rule, I'm going to write this down here. Specific numbers, right? You want to have specific numbers in your hook. So statistics, you want to talk about maybe specific dollar amount, you want a specific amount of pounds that they lose or whatever, right? So you want to always have a very specific number in the hook that you write, or in the hooks that you write. And then you always want to keep them in different frameworks. So like question, statement, or statement, question, or question only, statement only, boom, boom, boom. All right. And so on. And then we're just going to do the hook test, right? Which is like this blank image ad. That would be the first step if I actually were to test this product. But let's actually go ahead and start writing something. So in terms of content hooks, what they've done, like the competitor, and I kind of try to, obviously, before the first hook test or creative test, keep everything as close to the competitor as possible, because you don't, like, this trigger warning thing is definitely something which I'll take into account. You have a lot of call outs, a lot of problem aware stuff. You guys, these are my palms. I cannot bend my fingers. Once again, like a super specific problem showcase with and without a call out, right? So this is kind of what we've done, what we've seen here. So what we can do is, like, we can start writing hooks in terms of we can start with a couple specific call outs without the trigger warning, right? So this is more of a UGC style with the trigger warning. This as well. Let's do the call outs first, right? So we can do something like, if your skin has been looking this terrible if your hands have been looking this terrible for over 5 years. You need to see this, something like that. And then a specific number, would be 5 years, right? Then we could say, something with POV. We have a lot of options what we can do, honestly. I'm going to iterate these. I'm going to kind of try to improve them, maybe change them up a little bit after I've written them. But I'm just going to start with the call outs. So watch, or I'm going to say trigger warning. Or actually, no, let's do trigger warning later, right? So we can, I want to do something with a call out. So it's like, yeah, just like 3 ways to get rid of, or 3 ways to solve get rid of your fingers looking like this every year. Boom. And we could say 5 reasons why your skin looks like you're 80. Something like this on your hands, so that we kind of also optimize in the right audience. 3 ways to get rid of your fingers looking like this every year, blah, blah, blah. We could do stuff with, a nurse call out, a doctor call out. So we could, let's do this on the next page, everything. So, POV, you're a doctor and your skin feels like, or actually, you know what? Let's get rid of the doctor. POV, your skin feels like sand. And then your hands feel like sand. And then specific number. You don't have to have one in every single one though. POV, your hands feel like sand and look like this. Boom, let's just do that. And then we're going to do a lot of work in the visual hook. And then I want to do one more with a call out, right? So like if, watch this, or no, actually let's start with the call out. Do your hands look like this right now? Here's why you have to fix it ASAP. All right. Yeah, so this is like kind of like a little bit of a call out thing. I'd say instead of ASAP, maybe in 5 minutes. All right. So we have the first couple hooks here, a little bit of a call out stuff going on. Different concepts. To be fair, I didn't really do different frameworks. This one is a question statement, but the rest is really just only statements. So we're going to try to change that up a little bit. Generally, you want to focus as much on like high impact tests as possible. So that's kind of what I want to do here, what I'm going to work on. You guys, these are my palms. I cannot bend my fingers. So this is the call out. So I want to do maybe like a more of a UGC style, a couple of like more UGC style hooks. So it's like we can do definitely the trigger warning. I love that. Trigger warning. Don't look at my hands if you're don't trigger warning. Don't look at what my hands used to look like 2 weeks ago. So we could also have the little 2 weeks in there, time delay. Already pre-framing that. Trigger warning. And then we can do Oh my god. Oh my god. My hands licked like my grandma's for over 10 years, maybe. We can also check out. Third one is going to be, I mean, I want to do like UGC hooks are usually just like super emotional. I can't believe that these were actually my hands. Let's do like my fingers. Okay, so my husband got me this 2 months ago, and I still can't believe that my hands changed like this. Maybe a little bit of a longer one. I need to do a little bit of like different frameworks, right? This is like a double statement. I want to do more with questions. So I want to do, did you know that and let's do some very specific thing. Did you know that, actually let's do a statistic. Did you know that 83.5% of moms have skin like this on their hands? Boom. All right. I think these are solid too. I think these are definitely not bad. These are interesting. Let's do a couple maybe actually in like the other avatars. So avatar middle. How long have I been recording? 20 minutes. Damn. Middle-aged man, and let's get it. So, in terms of the copy here, I do want to keep it a little bit like, okay, like you're actually hurting your wife or whatever, right? So like, I was ashamed in front of my wife that my hands looked like this 2 weeks ago. You guys won't believe what my kids said about my skin. Have do you I think for guys it can be a little bit more aggressive or like direct. Do you guys also have this disgusting ugly skin on your hands? We need to be a little bit call out like a very, yeah, no specific number in this one, but it's fine. I want to do more with questions actually here. This is more of like a, to be fair, more like UGC style. If you're a man and your hands, say if you're a man and your hands look like this, you should be ashamed. And then here's why your wife doesn't do we say stop hurting a wife every time, or hold on, stop hurting your wife, these disgusting hands, in 10 minutes. So like stop in 10 minutes. Does that make sense? Yes, I do think so. Let's keep on going. So we have a good couple here already for like different avatars. We can talk about maybe the more of like the relationship benefit, I think, for men is going to be better. So we could talk more about or actually maybe a business relationship or something. Um, did you know that other men don't respect you if your hands look like this all the time? Okay, so if your fingers look like this, you need to stop shaking people's hands. Um, 14 minutes ago, my hands looked like this. Now I can actually go outside. Whatever. Um, I hated when my kids said I hated when my kids said that your hands look like grandpa's. Something like this, right? And then my son told me that reality hit me when my son told me that my hands looked like I was 85. All right, I think these are solid. I've tried really just integrating. I can go through all of those again just to maybe have a little bit of improvements, but I think these are actually solid. If your hands have been looking this terrible for 5 years, you need to see this. 3 ways to get rid of your fingers looking like this every year. 5 reasons why your skin looks like you're 80 on your hands. POV, your hands feel like sand and you look like this. Do your hands look like this right now? Here's why you have to fix it in 5 minutes. This is more like a UGC style trigger warning. Don't look at what my hands used to look like 2 weeks ago. Oh my God, my hands look like my grandma's for over 10 years. I can't believe that these were actually my fingers. I guess my husband got me this 2 months ago, and I still can't believe that my hands shaped like this. Did you know that 83.5% of moms have skin like this on their hands? And then for men, we have more of like a super direct call out, more on the relationship and like wealth angle as well, like business angle. I was ashamed in front of my wife that my hand looked like this 2 weeks ago. You guys won't believe what my kids said about my skin. Do you guys also have disgusting, ugly skin on your hands? If you're a man and your hands look like this, you should be ashamed. Stop hurting your wife with these disgusting hands in 10 minutes. Did you know that other men don't respect you if your hands look like this all the time? Okay, so if your fingers look like this, you need to stop shaking people's hands. 14 minutes ago, my hands look like this. Now I can actually go outside. I hate it when my kids said, Dad, your hands look like grandpa's. Reality hit me when my son told me that my hands looked like I was 85. Cool. So what I will do next, or what I would basically do if I were to test this product, is going ahead and putting these hooks on these blank image ads, right? So the hook test. And then I would test them, spend like a couple dollars in them, still conversion event is purchased, but you only look for the best CTRs, and those are the ones which you put on the image ads, video ads, and all that kind of stuff. But I think this is a solid start. I think I could get a better picture, like a little bit of insight or how I approach copywriting. This is how I train creative strategists, right, or copywriters overall. So yeah, I want to say thank you so much for giving me, your most important asset, which is your attention. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a beautiful day.